ओम सा विद्या परमा मुक्तेः
सा विद्या परमा मुक्तेः
सा विद्या परमा मुक्तेः
सा विद्या परमा मुक्तेः
हेतु भूता सनातनी
हेतुभूता सनातनी
हेतु भूता सनातनी
हेतुभूता सनातनी
संसार बन्धयेतुश्च
संसार बन्धयेतुश्च
संसार बन्धयेतुश्च
संसार बन्धयेतुश्च
सैव सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी
सैव सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी
सैव सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी
सैव सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी
राजोवाच
राजोवाच
भगवान् का हि सा देवी
भगवन् का हि सा देवी
भगवन् का हि सा देवी
भगवन् का हि सा देवी
ममायेति यां भवान् महामायेति यं भवान्
महामायेति यं भवान्
महामायेति यां भवान्
महामायेति यं भवान्
प्रवीति कथमुत्पन्ना
प्रवीति कथमुत्पन्ना
ब्रवीति कथमुत्पन्ना
ब्रवीति कथमुत्पन्ना
सा कर्मस्याश्च किं द्विजा
सा कर्मस्याच्चं किं द्विजा
सा कर्मास्याश्च किं द्विजा
सा कर्मास्याश्च किं द्विजा
यत्प्रभावा च सा देवी
यत्प्रभावा च सा देवी
यत्प्रभावा च सा देवी
यत्प्रभावा च सा देवी
यत्स्वरूप यदुद्भवा
यत्स्वरूपा यदुद्भवा
यत्स्वरूपा यदुद्भवा
यत्स्वरूपा यदुद्भवा
तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि
तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि
तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि
तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि
त्वत्तो ब्रह्मविदां वराम्
त्वतो ब्रह्मविदां वर
त्वत्तो ब्रह्मविदां वराम्
त्वतो ब्रह्मविदां वर you have to go on mute. I have muted her.
ऋषिरोवाच
ऋषिरोवाच
नित्यैव सा जगन्मूर्तिः
नित्यैव सा जगन्मूर्ति
नित्यैव सा जगन्मूर्तिः
नित्यैव सा जगन्मूर्तिः
तया सर्वमिदं ततम्
त्वया सर्वमिदं ततम्
तया सर्वमिदं ततम्
त्वया सर्वमिदं ततम्
तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिः
तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिः
तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिः
तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिः
बहुधा श्रूयतां ममः
बहुधा श्रूयतां ममः
बहुधा श्रूयतां ममः
बहुधा श्रूयतां ममः
देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थं
देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थं
देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थं
देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थम्
आविर्भवति सा यदा
आविर्भवति सा यदा
आविर्भवति सा यदा
आविर्भवति सा यदा
उत्पन्नेत तदा लोके
उत्पन्नेति तदा लोके
उत्पन्नेति तदा लोके
उत्पन्नेति तदा लोके
सानित्याप्यभिधीयते
सानित्यापि अभिधीयते
सानित्याप्यभिधीयते
स्वानित्याप्य अभिधीयते. Again mute. Yes, Maharaj.
योग निद्रां यदा विष्णुः
योग निद्रां यदा विष्णु
योग निद्रां यदा विष्णुः
योग निद्रां यदा विष्णुः
जगत्ते कारणविकृते
जगत्येकार्णविकृते
जगत्ते कारणविकृते
जगत्येकार्णविकृते
आस्तीर्यशेषमभजत्
आस्तिर्यशेषमभजत्
आस्तीर्यशेषमभजत्
आस्तिर्यशेषमभजत्
कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभुः
कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभु
कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभुः
कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभुः
तदाद्वावसुरौ घोरौ
त्वदादादसुरौ घोर
तदाद्वावसुरौ घोरौ
तदाद्वावसुरौ घोरम्
विख्यातौ मधुकैटभौ
विख्यातौ मधुकैटभौ
विख्यातौ मधुकैटभौ
विख्यातौ मधुकैटभौ
विष्णुकर्णमलोद्भूतौ
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 हन्तुं ब्रह्माणमुद्यतौ
हन्तुं ब्रह्माणमुद्धतौ
हन्तुं ब्रह्माणमुद्यतौ
हन्तुं ब्रह्माणमुद्धतौ.
Yeah, let us discuss the shlokas now. So, if you remember the last class 15 days before, we were discussing what is the difference between love and attachment. I request you to mute all of you. Please mute yourselves. Don't unmute. There will be a lot of sound. Even if you mute, you can hear me. So the difference between love and attachment, three things I told. One is if someone is present, am I unhappy? If someone is absent, am I unhappy? In the layman's language, this is a general question. Indrani, please mute yourself. Why is she going on muting?
Maharaj, Indrandi's line probably is something. I will remove her from the call now. I'll discuss this with her later. It's for others' benefit.
Yeah, sorry. So the difference between love and attachment we have discussed. So the question comes here, even though we all know what is right, what is wrong, etc., but still we are suffering. Still we are getting attached. And we attach and we suffer. Why is it so? That question is been asked in the 52nd verse. Tathapi mamata vartehe mohagarte nipatitaha mahamaya prabhavena samsara sthitikarina. Even though we know, like tathapi, even then, mamata avarte. In this whirlpool of possessiveness, me and mine or whatever, mohagarte nipatitaha. We have fallen in this pit of delusion. Mahamaya, the great illusion, that is mother. Prabhavena, because of her influence. Samsara sthitikarina. This world, the cycle of birth and death is going on. So when this ego, When we have got a ego, that is called Mahamaya. But when this yoga is getting dissolved, that is Yoga Nidra. And when this ego has been dissolved by surrendering ourselves to the feet of the mother, then it is called Mahavidya. The same power is called Mahamaya, Yoga Maya, and also Mahavidya. So even for example, Dashamahavidya we speak. 10 forms of mothers worshipping Mahavidya we say. Why? The power of the divine mother we are worshipping, and by that we are getting liberated. So when the Mahamaya can be converted into Mahavidya. How? When this ego is dissolved. The petty-mindedness and the I and me and mine are the pseudo-ego, empirical ego should be dissolved. And by this we can understand very clearly, knowledge alone is not enough. Sri Ramakrishna beautifully puts, wherever there is a knowledge, wherever there is a light, there is a darkness also. We can see very clearly in the lamp, in and around the lamp. The lamp is giving the light to the entire room, but in and around the lamp, there will be darkness. So citing this example, Sri Ramakrishna tells, wherever there is a knowledge, there is ignorance also. So we should go beyond knowledge and ignorance. That is the state called Vijnana, according to Sri Ramakrishna. It means experiencing the reality. Tanmatra vismaya karyo yoga nidra jagatpatehe mahamaya hareshchaisha taya samhoyate jagat. And not only we, even gods also has been taken over by Mahamaya. Tanmatra vismaya karyo. And there's a great work done by this divine mother. What is that? Yoga nidra jagatpatehe. Even the Lord of the universe, Mahavishnu, goes to Yoga nidra. Yoga nidra means he is half sleep and half awakened. That's the reason. Yoga nidra means it is like a half opened eyes. Of course, some people have got a habit of sleeping with the half eyes open. That is called yoga. That is not called Yoga nidra, of course. Here, Yoga nidra symbolically told, half eyes are opened and half eyes is closed. And now the Vishnu is in that Yoga nidra. And mother has taken over Vishnu also. Who Jagatpate? From whom? Mahamaya. From this great power of illusion, divine mother. Harecha Esha Taya Sammoyate Jagat. Even the Hare, the Vishnu also has been taken over by this divine mother, great illusion. And the whole world is being deluded by this power of Maya. So, Yoga Nidra means actually it is a conscious sleep of Lord Vishnu. In the Vedantic language and the Upanishadic language, when the whole world goes to unmanifested state, that is called Yoga Nidra. The Lord goes to sleep. The sleep is very big. I will, when it comes to Kalpa, I will discuss all that. So when the Lord is sleeping, means what? The universe remains in the potential form or unmanifested form. That is what? Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra Jagatpatehe. So the yogi sleep of the Lord is what? Yoga Nidra. This Mahamaya means what? Mahamaya is the supreme cosmic power which causes bondage, ignorance, and attachment in the individual beings, and which is also root cause for the cycle of birth and death. Because we are attached, because of the ignorance we are attached, and because of attachment we are sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are unhappy, and we are getting in this cycle of birth and death. So, but for Vishnu, this Mahamaya is Yoga Nidra, and for Jivas, for individual beings, for empirical beings, she is Mahamaya. And for the real devotees who surrenders at her feet, she becomes Mahavidya. The power of ignorance, the power of delusive power, it becomes the liberating wisdom. So Mahamaya should be translated into Mahavidya. That's the reason we are trying to surrender at the feet by chanting her name in this Durga Saptashati. So she is Bandhana Karini. Bandha Hetu, she is also root cause for the bondage, and Moksha Hetu, Moksha Daini, and she is also the giver of liberation, bestower of liberation. So if we have got egoistic, we are the power, the great universal power becomes Mahamaya. And if we surrender at her, and if we dissolve our ego, then the same power becomes the root cause for our freedom or for the mukti. Mokshadaini she becomes. Gnani namapi chetamsi devi bhagavati hisa baladhyakarsha mohaya mahamaya prayachati. Even the minds of the wise are forcibly drawn into delusion by that supreme goddess Mahamaya. Means it's a great power basically. We all know that, for example, I give a simple example. Don't take it anyone personally. That, like for example, when we become old, we may struggle with obesity or cholesterol power, diabetic, or some liver problem, some or other cases. For example, doctors tell we should not take spicy food, you should not take sweets, you should avoid oily food and all these things. We all know that. But in spite of knowing everything, many of the time we cannot control our tongue and we are forced to eat and we suffer. We know that we are not supposed to eat it, but still we eat it because we become the slaves of our senses. And behind that, the power is what? Mahamaya. Because the question was asked by the king that we know that what is the root cause of our problem, but still we are getting into problem, we are getting into that attachment and whatever the reason. Why is it? For this, the Rishi is telling, even the wise people's mind is also, pulled over and they become slaves of the senses, of the desires, and they suffer. And that great power of attachment is called Mahamaya. So that's why reason we need to take the shelter at the feet of the Lord or at the feet of the Divine Mother so that we can come out from this. So from this, one more very interesting point you can understand, even the so-called bondage is taken in a very negative sense and from in very, tucha, in a very lighter way or in a very negative connotation we can take. But from this we can understand even the bondage also is nothing but either the bondage or the freedom is both from the mother's power only. It is mother's power alone. So there is nothing bad. There is nothing, everything is good. There is nothing bad, the Vedanta says. Swami Vivekananda says also in Karma Yoga. By this shloka, we can tell very clearly, yes, there is an attachment, there is a bondage, we are suffering, all that is fine. So what is there happens actually? The manifestation of the divinity is less. In the Jnana, or when I am controlled myself, when I am a wise man, when I am able to manifest the divinity, their divinity is more. When I am in bondage, because of the attachment and because of the ignorance or whatever, the manifestation of the divinity is lesser. So the bondage and freedom both belongs to Divine Mother. So you cannot really deny them. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. From the highest point of view, of course. From sadhaka point of view, it cannot be taken. From the highest point of view, both are divine only. Taya visrujate vishvam jagate tya characharam saisha prasanna varada runam bhavati muktaye. By her, means by Divine Mother, by Mahamaya, the entire universe, which includes both moving and unmoving, or non-moving, is created. So the same goddess, when becomes gracious, she bestows the liberation to the human beings. Visrujate vishvam etat jagat. This world, this universe has been created or manifested by Tvaya, by her, by Divine Mother. And this universe consists of what? Chara, achara, moving and non-moving. Sa yesha prasanna. When the same power, goddesses, Mahamaya, becomes pleased, when she is gracious, varadam runam bhavati muktaye. She bestows boons to human beings, and also she bestows the liberation. So now the answer is given very clearly. Why should we chant Durga Saptashati? So that you will understand who is she and we will be able to surrender at her lotus feet. When we surrender, what happens? Then it is easy for us to get away from the bondage. it is easy for us to liberate ourselves. That is the reason we need to surrender at her feet. Savidya paramamuktehe hetubhuta sanatani samsara bandha hetuscha saiva sarveshwareshwari. Okay, who is she? Is beautifully told in these few slokas. Sa, she is Vidya. She is knowledge, wisdom. We know the goddesses of learning is the worship as Mother Saraswati, no doubt. So she is knowledge herself. Vidya. Sa paramamuktehe hetubhuta. She is the cause for the liberation. Sa muktehe hetubhuta. She is the root cause for the liberation. Shri Ramakrishna tells very clearly for Hridayram, even if you trouble this body, I mean this person who is living in this body, you will have a chance to get rid of it, get rid of the problem. But if you trouble Holy Mother Sharada, and if she gets angry, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar also cannot rescue you. Be aware, Shri Ramakrishna says to Hridayram when he was troubling Holy Mother. So that is the power of the Divine Mother. And in every incarnation you see, Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, all of them, before starting their spiritual mission, their main avatara karya, all of them worship Divine Mother. They received the Divine Mother's grace and they started their mission. So the Divine Mother's prominence and her importance is very, very notable. Actually, we have to observe. Shri Ramakrishna finished his Shodashi Puja, then only he started his avatara karya. Means giving sermons or conducting satsangs and others for the devotees. She started spreading the spiritual, his missionary. And Rama, before killing Ravana, he did Durga Puja. That's the reason we all worship Navaratri, Sharan Navaratri. Krishna, before Kurukshetra war, he conducts mother's worship with the help of Arjuna. He asks Arjuna to worship Mother Kali or Divine Mother and seek her blessings. Then only you can win the war. We can see in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can see in the Adi Shankaracharya. He worships Divine Mother in the form of Mother Sharada or Sri Vidya, that is Lalita. So, and Ramanujacharya worshipped Mother in the form of Lakshmi. So all incarnations, they worship Divine Mother in some or other form, and afterwards they started their mission. So she is the great power. Without her grace, we cannot overcome this Ajnana or any other things. So Sa Vidya, she is knowledge. Sa Parama Mukti Hetu Bhuta. She is the supreme. This is the cause for the supreme liberation. Sanatani. She is Sanatani also. Sanatani means she is eternal. She is eternal means she is there all the time. She was there, she is there, she will be there. And there's a beautiful etymological meaning in the Nighantu of Sanatani. Sarvakale sanaprokte vidyamanu tanasmutaha. Means sun means she is there all the time. And Tana means she exists. She exists in all the three times. So that is the etymological meaning, very deep meaning of this Sanatana. And the feminine form of Sanatana is what? Sanatani. So in the Sarvamangala Mangalya, when we sing also, we sing Sanatani. So Sanatani means she is eternal. There is no time she was not there. All of us, we have got a date of manufacture and date of expiry. Shantivratananda, say 5-6 decades before, was he there? No. Is he there? Yes. After a few decades, or maybe tomorrow, after a year, after a decade or 2 or 5 decades, he is there, he will not be there. So only at given point of time, a person is there, a thing is there. But in her case, she was there. Thousands of millions of years before, if you ask, yes, she is there. She was there. Is she there at present? Yes. After millions of years, will she be there? If you ask, yes. That's why she is Sanatana. So she is knowledge. She is the root cause for the liberation, supreme liberation, that is moksha, and she is Sanatani. Then samsara bandha hetuscha, and she is also the cause for the bondage. She's also the cause for the bondage. Samsara bandha hetuscha sa eva sarveshwareshwari. Sarveshwar. She is the Ishwari for Ishvara, Sarveshwara. So this every word we can take and we can meditate on the Divine Mother as Guna Dhyana or Swarupa Dhyana. Who is Divine Mother? She is Sarveshwareshwari. She is the supreme for even the Lord of Lord. So like each word can be taken and we can meditate on the Divine Mother. If you know the Puranic stories, we can link into it, or otherwise we can take the philosophical meanings and we can meditate. Rajovacha, Raja said. What did he say? Bhagavan Kaisa Devi Mahamayeti Yam Bhavan Braviti Katamutpanna Sakarmasyascha Kim Dvija. When the king heard from the great sage Sumedha that she is Vidya, she is Mukta Sarveshwareshwari, she is Sanatani and all, when he heard about Divine Mother in a short form, his inquisitiveness got it, increased. Till now he was asking, even though we know the truth, but still we are suffering, we are getting into the problems or into bondage. Why? That was the question. While answering, said it is because of the bondage and she's because of the power of Maya, she's Mahamaya, she is Vidya and all. So then his question now turned towards Divine Mother. Who is she now? He's asking here. Bhagavan is addressing the sage as Bhagavan, means one who knows the truth. Bhagavan, Kahi Sa Devi, Kahi, who is this indeed? Who indeed? Sa Devi, that goddesses. Who is that goddesses? Surely. Kindly can you tell me? Mahamayeti, you called her as Mahamaya. Yam Bhavan, Braviti, whom you described as Mahamaya iti, Katam Utpanna. So first he is asking, Sadevi ka, who is she? First question. Okay. And second question she is asking, Katam Utpanna. How did she is born? Though already sages told Sanatani, she is eternal, but still he is asking that how did she was born? What is the story behind her birth? Katam Utpanna sa karmasyascha kim dvija. And what are her deeds? What are her works? Great, because you said she's a great woman. What are her achievements? Dvija is twice born. Twice born, it is not here. Brahmin means it is not the person who is wearing a sacred thread, who is born in the Brahmin caste or family. No, that is one meaning. But Dvija means one who follows the Vedas, one who practices the Vedic injunctions, one who is following the Vedic teachings. All of them can be called as Dvija. So who is Mahamaya? How did she manifest? And what is she doing? And who is she? And what is her character? What is her power? And what is her nature, basically? These are the few questions is asked by the king. So as an answer, the whole Chandi will start now. So till now, it was only prelude. When you tell something, for example, when you give a story, when you try to start discussing some points, you give a prelude. So till the first chapter, this 55 or 56 slokas were prelude. The story of Suratha and the story of Samadhi was happened. And the question answer started. Now, who is she? Who is she, this Divine Mother or Mahamaya? From question as an answer, all the other chapters will be there. They're quite interesting. Let us see. Yat Prabhava Chasadevi, Yat Swarupa Yadudbhava, Tat Sarvam Shrotumichami, Tvatto Brahma Vidamvara. So the question continues. Even now, Yat Prabhava Cha Sadevi. Sadevi, that goddesses. Yat Prabhava. What glory she has got. What power she has got. What power that goddesses has got. Yat Swarupa. What is her nature? Or what is her form? How does she look like? What is her nature? Is she good? Bad? What is her nature? Yat Udbhava. From where she was born. Can you tell her secrecy of her origin? How she was born? What is her origin? Okay, tat sarvam shrotum ichchami. Tat sarvam, all that shrotum ichchami. I desire to hear all that. See here, this is the beauty. All of our scriptures, if you see, when the disciple asks, when the disciple shows that I am interested, then only Guru tells. In our case, we all share the invitations, the links, and we say, please come, attend our classes and all. But in their case, it is not so. When the disciple asks, I am interested to know, can you guide me? Can you help me? Can you instruct me? Then only Guru comes and tells. Otherwise, he doesn't go and tell anyone. I know, please, I know so many things. Why don't you come and ask me? Why don't you come and listen to me? They never does. They never do. Tvatto Brahma Vidam Varaha. I would like to know from you. Why? Because Tvattaha, from you, I would like to know all these things. Why only from you? Because Brahma Vidam Varaha. You are the best among the knowers of the Brahman. Brahma Vida means one who is the knower of Brahman. Vara means you are the best. One who is best among the knowers of the Brahman. For example, in the Swamiji's Pranama mantra, we say Namashri Yatirajaya. He is king among the monks. Means what? One who is best among the monks. So like that is Brahma Vidam Vara. So Sumedha Rishi is best among the Brahmagnanis according to the Raja. That's why he's asking. Rishi Ravacha. Rishi started explaining the nature of the Divine Mother. So who is this Rishi? The effect of serial and films, one who has got a long beard, who is unshaven and who has got a long beard, who is wearing a probably light yellow color or a saffron color clothes, or who is wearing a very dirty or unwashed clothes, and one who is living in the forest, who is eating only the roots and fruits and nuts. This is all we are having an idea, a childish idea sometimes on the Rishi. No, none of them are definitions of Rishi. Then what is Rishi's definition? So Rishi, it comes from the root Rush actually, means to go, to move actually. Rishi means Rushati Dhanam Gacchati iti Rishi. One who is interested and going towards knowledge all the time. Means he's a knowledge hungered man, he's a seeker, the best seeker. And also from Drush also it can be said, Drashta Mantranam iti Rishihi. One who sees the mantras, he is called Rishi, Mantra Drashtaras. Vedas, all Vedic mantras was not composed, it was not written, it was not invented by some, it was not done by anyone. Rather, when the Rishis doing their meditation, when their mind went to the highest state, for them these Vedic mantras were revealed. It was revealed only, that's all. So these are Rishis. When one who experiences the truth, one who experiences the higher knowledge is called Rishi. So whether he has got a beard or not, whether he is living in the city or in the forest, whether he is eating a pasta or pizza, or whether he is eating the dry fruits or even the raw fruits, it doesn't matter. So basically they were having simple life, simple living, high thinking, they were doing it, no doubt. So none of them should be the definition of the Rishi. One who is searching for the truth and one who is experienced the truth is what Rishi. So that Rishi said, Nityaiva sa Jaganmurtihi Taya Sarvam Idam Tatam. So now you should remember these questions. Stay with the questions is been told by one of the philosophers. We should stay with the questions, then answers will be much catchy. So in the active reading, there's called active reading and passive reading. Passive reading starting from one first page to last page reading. Active reading is we will formulate some questions. Every para reading, if it's a prose form, after a para reading, we will try to close our eyes and we will try to understand or we will try to remind ourselves, what did I understand from this para? In one or two sentences, can I write or can I think? Can I give in a gist form? Or if any textbooks, for example, if there is a lesson, every end of the lesson, there can be questions, standard questions or model questions. So such questions should be read first. Then if you come and start reading a chapter, because your mind will be thinking to get the answers from the chapter, so your reading will become better. So now these are the questions. Who is she? What is the story behind her origin. What is her power? All the 5 or 6 questions I told you. So now Rishi is answering all these questions. So stay with the questions and try to find the answers from these Rishi's answers. Nityaiva sa Jaganmurti. First, sa, she means she mother, Mahamaya, a divine mother. Sa Nitya. She is eternal. So Sanatani, who is she? She is eternal. Jaganmurti. She is the embodiment of the universe. She is manifesting herself as this universe. So this whole universe is nothing but the body of the Divine Mother. So this whole body is the temple where God is residing. So how to detach ourselves? How to remove the attachment from this body? If you say 2 types. One is thinking that the body is an instrument, just like vehicle. There's a car. I owe a car. Car is an instrument. I owe a mobile. Mobile is an instrument. So similarly, this body is nothing but an instrument. I am using it to experience the reality. This is from the path of knowledge. From the path of devotion, if you ask, which is much easier, this body is a temple where the God is residing. So this temple, this body can be seen as a temple. We all go to temples, isn't it? And we see it is in a divine form. So same way, we can also see this body as a temple and God is residing there. So I'm bathing, I am cleaning the temple. I am feeding myself. So I am offering the fruits or any food, whatever, as an offering to the Lord. So even our eating can be spiritualized. Our bathing can be spiritualized. Taking care of the body is taking care of the temple. Even so-called simple, very simple works can be spiritualized. Nityayasa Jaganmurtihi. She is manifesting as the whole universe. She is omnipresent. So there is no place where she is not there. Why? She herself is manifesting in this entire universe. Taya sarvam idam tatam. The whole world is been pervaded by her. Idam jagat taya sarvam. It has been pervaded. This whole world has been pervaded by her. So she is eternal. She is the embodiment of this universe, and the whole universe is pervaded by her. That means then the world is like a prison. The world is a cause of bondage, we think, but when we start thinking the whole world is nothing but manifestation of the Divine Mother, the same world can be Leela. For us, the world can be like a prison-like. For Sri Ramakrishna, for Holy Mother, for any Gnani, this world was like a Leela. It was like a playground. Why it was like a playground? Because they knew what is this world is made up of and who is behind this. Since they were able to see who is behind this, that's the reason for them it was a Leela. But since we are not able to find that fine truth, for us, this world is made up of, it is the nature like a prison. Why? We are seeing only matter here. We are not seeing the consciousness or the divine power or cosmic power. Yeah. Tatapit samutputti bahudam shruyatam mamam. Tatapi, even though, tat samutpatti, her manifestation, bahuda, there are many ways. She is manifested in different ways, multiple ways. She's manifested as Lakshmi, she's manifested as Durga, she's manifesting as Kali, she's manifesting as Bhavani. Though she's, eternal, but she's manifesting in several ways. Shruyatam mama, you may hear. I shall explain, you may hear. So actually now, the philosophy has been started. Devanam karya siddhyartam avir bhavati sayada utpannete tadaloke sanityapi vidhiyate. Devanam karya siddhyartam. What is her power? What is her secrecy behind the origin? Oh, why did you take birth? Or why did I take birth? Because of our prarabdha karma. There is no secrecy behind that. Because of my prarabdha karma, I had to take birth. There is no chance for me. There is no option for me. There is no choice for me. Whether, oh, I don't want to take next birth. You may say, but if you are ignorant and still if your karma phala exists, whether you wish or not, you are bound to take next birth. But in their case, Devanam Karya Siddhyartham. They didn't take birth, they didn't manifest. They even taking birth, we use it, it is not right usage. They manifested. Why? Not because of the prarabdha karma phala, rather, Devanam Karya Siddhyartham, to accomplish a task of the gods and goddesses, that is demigods or celestial beings. To help the gods and goddesses, that is celestial beings, she got manifested. It is one of the reason for her manifestation. Avirbhavati Sayada. That's why she is appearing as she manifesting. Okay. Utpanna iti tadaloke. That's how she has been born in this world, or she's been manifested in this world. Sanitya api abhidhiyate. She is eternal indeed, but still we say that she is manifesting, we say. Though she is eternal, she is nitya. She is eternal means what? She is free from cycle of birth and death. That means she no more birth and no more death. Though it is true, but still we say she is taking the form. She is taking the different forms. Why? To help the gods and goddesses. That is celestial beings. Gods and goddesses with the small g. Means basically for the protection of dharma and for the punishing the adharmis or asuras or demonic natured people, she is taking birth. For the protection of dharma and for punishing of the wicked, she is taking birth. So very clearly, that is the reason they said Avirbhavati. Avirbhava is a very important word. So they are taking this birth, or they are manifesting is Avirbhava. The gods, Sri Ramakrishna descended on this earth. Sri Ramakrishna manifested in the human form. Though we say when Sri Ramakrishna was born on February 18th, 1836, we say, but it is not right. When Sri Ramakrishna manifested, Avirbhava. Why Avirbhava? Because they were not born because of prarabdha karma. They were manifested out of spiritual mission or special cause, Avirbhava. And when they feel it is enough, I have done my work, let me go back. According to their wish, they descend, they withdraw themselves. That is called Tirobhava. When we are old, when we are suffering from pain or agony or disease, old people say, oh my dear, I am waiting for the Lord's call. I want to die. I don't know. I'm praying every day that God should take me. I don't want to stay anymore. We say, many old people say, but they want or not, they wish to leave, they don't wish to leave. It is not in their hands. But in their case, in Sri Ramakrishna's case, Swami Vivekananda's case, very clearly we can see Tirobhava. When they decided, they will leave. As Swami Vivekananda said, I will never see my 40th year. And the day even passing away, he showed to Premanandji, when I die, you cremate my body in this particular place, in the Belur. But who thought that he will pass away so early? Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premanandji said, oh my dear, please don't talk about it. Let us see in future. But Swamiji was very insisting, no, you see the place. When he was so stubborn or when he was so much insisting, then Premanandji said, all right, let me see. And he saw the place, and the same day he left. And 2 or 3 days before he called Nivedita, though it was Ekadashi, Swami Vivekananda was fasting, but still he fed Nivedita. And as Jesus Christ washed the hands and feet of his disciples, even Swami Vivekananda pours the water to wash the Nivedita's hands. Nivedita asks, you are my guru. I am supposed to, serve you. You are not supposed to serve me. And Swami Vivekananda says, did Jesus Christ did not wash his disciples' feet and hands as the Last Supper? But Nivedita, when she heard, she felt little fearful. Why? Because in no time, Christ was crucified and Christ left. That means his Swamiji is also leaving us. But that was very difficult for her to accept or understand. She never, encouraged that idea. And even say that means Swamiji very clearly he decided when to leave. And of course, he had got a special boon of Icha Maradi. We know that Amarnath incident. And in Sri Ramakrishna's case, he calls Yogin Maharaj, Swami Yogananji, and he asked to bring Panchanga, Hindu alumni, and he asked him to read every day Tithi Vara Nakshatra. And he was reading, and particular day finishing, he says to Yogin Maharaj that, okay, enough, close the book and go. And he closes the book and he takes the book and he leaves. And afterwards he could relate, he could understand the day which he was asked to stop, that day Sri Ramakrishna left his mortal coil. So he decided when to leave. Even before disciples coming, Sri Ramakrishna had told to Holy Mother. So these are the incidents in series it happens one by one. If these things happen, know it for certain that my days are numbered. Even disciples have not started coming even. Before that itself, Sri Ramakrishna had told to Holy Mother, these things will occur before my passing away. Means their birth and their passing away, their manifestation and their withdrawing also, according to their wish it happens. That's why it is called Avirbhava and Tirobhava. That is not Janma and Mrityu. But in our case, it is Janma and Mrityu, birth and death. Why? Because we don't have a choice. Based on our karma phala, we take birth and we die also. So this is a great, interesting thing. Then Upadhi. There's also one more called Upadhi. Bahuda. That Upadhi means what? Through the help of some medium, they will take birth and they will withdraw themselves. That is the beauty. And afterwards again, after the next sloka onwards, its story starts. That Vishnu is doing the Yoga Nidra. Madhu Kaitaba comes from the dirt of comes from ear dirt, and this Madhu Kaitaba they want to kill Brahma. Then Brahma calls Divine Mother. All that, the Madhu Kaitaba Vada story starts from the next sloka that we shall see in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Maharaj, thank you, sir. But there are many more slokas. I think 90 something slokas still in this.
Yeah. So next slokas all will start with the Madhu Kaitaba Vada.
Madhu Kaitaba, okay.
The story goes now from Madhu and Kaitaba comes. Madhu Kaitaba comes. Vishnu is sleeping. So since Vishnu is sleeping, he is harmful. So then what to do? Then above Brahma was sitting, who was awake. Then they thought, okay, this fellow will create problem for us. We will try to kill him. Then they want to slay him. Then poor Brahma was helpless. He was unable to get the help from the Vishnu. Then he prays Divine Mother. Divine Mother helps and he wakes the Vishnu, and Vishnu kills Madhu Kaitaba. That story is the entire chapter is that story now.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead.
Maharaj, I had a question. So I think you mentioned that the Rishi's name is Sumedha, but I was wondering where that appears, because I didn't see that mentioned in the beginning of the chapter.
Oh, yeah. If you read Devi Bhagavata Mahapurana, if you go for the Devi Bhagavata Mahapurana, there you will get the name, that his name is Sumedha.
Oh, okay. So is that part of the Chandi, or is it a separate book?
Chandi is a part of Devi Bhagavata.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it is other way, yeah.
Swarnashri Rao, you have a question?
No, nothing. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Pranam.
I'm just, if anybody else has a question. No, Maharaj, I think we start from 66th next class onwards.
Yeah.
Thank you.